Hi guys, this is Jana from the blog Lucy and Matilda, and today we're going to be making the best cheese biscuits. It comes from this cookbook called Company's Coming by Jean Perret, which is published in Canada. She's a Canadian, which is kind of interesting because we live in Canada now, in Alberta. So this cookbook is missing its cover. It's 26 years old, going on 27. We got it as a wedding gift, and I'm excited to be using the same recipes I did 27 years ago. Okay, let's get started. All right, first we're gonna grate about a cup of sharp cheddar cheese to start off with. And I'll just, I don't know, that looks like about a cup. What I usually do when I'm grating cheese is put some wax paper down underneath my grater, because then it seems like it's really hard to get grated cheese off your countertop. But if you grate it on wax paper, then you just lift up the paper afterward and dump it into your bowl, and all of it comes off. So that's kind of cool. So I'll just grate the cheese. Now I used old cheddar, and this is looking like it's quite a bit more than a cup, which is fine with me because the more cheese the better. The recipe calls for 1 cup, but I often don't measure when it comes to this recipe as far as the cheese goes. You can add pretty much any cheese you like. I've added Parmesan cheese in, and basically anything that I have in the fridge. So there's our cheese. So that's 2 cups, and that's okay. All right, put this in the sink. And save this for when we need it. I'll put the cheese over here. Put it back in the fridge in a minute. Okay. So I use a KitchenAid mixer, but you can use a plain bowl and a spoon. It's totally fine. So I think we start with 2 cups of all-purpose flour. One day I'll show you it's called a Gamma grain bin. We bought it years ago, and it's food safe, and it seals in everything and keeps everything out. So 2 cups, and I will scoop a little extra out for when I'm rolling it out. And let's see, 4 teaspoons of baking powder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 tablespoons of sugar. And 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, but I am not going to be incredibly careful with measuring that so much. And then we're gonna take it to the mixer, or maybe I'll just mix it with a spoon. Hang on. I'll just mix this part with a spoon. So all the dry ingredients are in there. And then I'll add the wet ingredients and we'll take it to the mixer. Okay, so we're gonna throw our cheese in. Cheese, look at that, it comes right off. And we'll just toss that over there. And we need a third of a cup of oil and 3/4 of a cup of milk. Here's my 3/4 cup. Milk. And a third of a cup of vegetable oil. You could probably use coconut oil if you want, or even melted butter would do. But I just think this is easy, so I use it. Okay, now let's take it over to the mixer. Okay, so now we're gonna knead it maybe, oh, there's my oven set to 425. I had it set at 350 and then I read the recipe and was like, oh, you're off a little bit. All right, so take the dough out and I'm gonna knead it a little bit. 8 to 10 times apparently, but who's counting? There, that looks good. Okay, so I'm gonna form it into a ball, sprinkle some more flour on, and we're gonna roll it out. I'm not sure how thick I want them. See, they're really tasty when they're a bit thicker. And the way I make my biscuits is, and my mom always did this too, always does this, is just basically you're gonna cut your dough and not cut it into rounds with a cup or something like that. Just use a butter knife. And I'm gonna cut it into pieces. That way none of it is wasted. So I'd say it's about 1/2 inch thick. There. Stick it back on. And about 3 inches wide. So I cut it into 4 strips. And now I'm cutting it into pieces about that big and putting them on my baking sheet. Now this one will just be a little extra. Okay, now it's ready to go into the oven. I'll show you what it looks like on the baking pan. And we're going into the oven. Okay, so they baked for 17 minutes at 425. Now I do recommend that you use parchment paper or you grease your pan, because if you're going to use the extra cheese, they do stick a little bit if you don't do that. They look delicious and we're going to be having them for supper tonight. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. And if you want to see more videos like this, then subscribe and hit the notification button to get your notifications, and press thumbs up if you like this video. So, okay, bye-bye.